Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that I know resonates with a lot of you: overthinking. It's a battle we all face at some point, and it can be a real buzzkill, right? But fear not, because today I'm bringing you 7 powerful lessons from Stoic philosophy that can help you break free from the chains of overthinking and live a more peaceful, fulfilling life. Let's start by acknowledging the problem. Overthinking is like a pesky fly that just won't go away. It's that constant chatter in your head, replaying scenarios over and over, worrying about the future, or dwelling on the past. It's exhausting, it's stressful, and it can seriously hold you back from achieving your goals. Now, here's where the Stoic philosophy comes in. It's like a superhero cape that you can wear to shield yourself from the negative effects of overthinking. We're going to explore 7 key Stoic principles that can help you. Number 1, focus on the present moment. Have you ever found yourself stressing about the future or replaying the past over and over in your mind? What if I told you that this very habit is robbing you of the peace and power you need to live fully in the present moment? Today, we're diving into one of the most transformative principles of Stoicism: focusing on the present. Think about it for a moment. We often get caught up worrying about things that haven't even happened yet, or we ruminate on mistakes we made years ago. But here's the hard truth. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only thing we truly have control over is the present moment, the here and now. Take a lesson from an ancient Stoic story about Lucius, a celebrated Roman general. Despite his victories, Lucius was constantly haunted by thoughts of his past mistakes and future battles. But one day, while passing through a bustling market, he saw an old cobbler completely immersed in fixing shoes. The cobbler wasn't thinking about how many shoes he had to fix tomorrow or the ones he had messed up before. He was focused solely on the shoe in front of him. When Lucius asked the cobbler how he remained so calm in a chaotic world, the man replied, "I live one stitch at a time. If I worry about tomorrow's shoes or yesterday's mistakes, I'll ruin the one in my hands." This hit Lucius hard. He realized he had been so focused on things outside of his control that he wasn't truly living in the moment. Inspired by this wisdom, he began applying this principle to his own life, and it changed everything. He made better decisions, felt less anxiety, and became a stronger leader. So ask yourself, how much of your life are you spending stuck in the past or anxious about the future? Every second you spend stressing about things you can't control is a moment you're missing out on living fully. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminds us that the present moment is all we have. It is the only place where life exists. Let go of the past. Stop stressing about the future. Live fully in this present moment. If this message resonates with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights like this, and comment below on how you plan to focus on the now. Remember, your power lies in the present. Don't waste it. Number 2, control your perceptions. Have you ever noticed that 2 people can experience the same event, but walk away with completely different feelings about it? One might be crushed, while the other walks away stronger. What's the difference? It's their perception. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful principles of Stoicism: controlling your perceptions. The Stoics believe that it's not what happens to you in life that matters, but how you perceive it. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and unexpected events, but your power lies in the meaning you give to those events. Let me share a story that illustrates this idea perfectly. There was once a man named Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who had lived as a slave. You would think his harsh life circumstances would break his spirit, but instead, it made him stronger. When someone asked him how he managed to remain so calm and wise despite everything he had been through, Epictetus replied, "It's not what happens to me, but how I respond to it." He understood that while he couldn't control what happened to him, like being a slave, he had absolute control over how he viewed and responded to it. This is the essence of controlling your perceptions. Imagine 2 people lose their jobs. One of them is devastated, feeling like a failure and spiraling into self-doubt. The other sees it as an opportunity, a chance to start fresh, pursue new passions, or build something better. The same event, but 2 completely different outcomes. Why? because they perceive the situation in entirely different ways. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic, reminds us that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, meaning the way you interpret the world shapes your reality. If you see everything as an obstacle, life becomes hard. But if you see every challenge as an opportunity, life becomes a path of growth and strength. The next time life throws you a curveball, stop and ask yourself, how am I perceiving this? Is there another way to look at it? Can this challenge be a lesson or even a gift in disguise? Once you change your perception, you change everything. Remember, you have the power to control how you perceive anything that happens to you. Shift your mindset and you'll shift your reality. If this message has inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and comment below with a situation where changing your perception helped you. Because in the end, it's not what happens to us, it's how we choose to see it. Number 3, practice acceptance. Have you ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? Maybe you missed a big opportunity or faced something totally out of your control. Frustrating, right? But what if instead of fighting it, you accepted it? Today we're talking about a key Stoic principle, practicing acceptance, and how it can bring you more peace and strength in life. In life, things won't always go your way. That's just the reality. But here's the secret. When you learn to accept what you can't change, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Let me share a powerful Stoic story to explain this. There was once a Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius who faced countless challenges, from wars to personal loss. He could have easily been consumed by anger or despair when things didn't go his way. But instead, Marcus learned to embrace the Stoic philosophy of acceptance. He would often remind himself of a simple truth: the obstacle in the path becomes the path. One story goes that during a difficult battle, the weather was terrible. His army was tired, and nothing seemed to go according to plan. But instead of getting frustrated, Marcus looked at the situation calmly and said, "We cannot control the weather, but we can control how we respond to it." This acceptance allowed him to adapt, make smart decisions, and ultimately win the battle. Think about it. How often do we waste energy wishing things were different? We get upset when life doesn't follow our plan, but here's what the Stoics taught. Resistance only makes things harder. Imagine you're stuck in traffic and you're late for an important meeting. You could sit there fuming, wishing the cars would magically disappear, but does that change anything? No. All that stress only harms you. But if you accept the situation, recognize that it's beyond your control, you can shift your focus to what is within your power. Maybe you call ahead, plan your next steps, or simply breathe through the frustration. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding what you can't control, so you can put your energy where it truly matters on what you can control. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the heart of Stoic acceptance. Once you let go of fighting the inevitable, you open yourself to new paths, new solutions, and inner peace. The next time something doesn't go your way, take a deep breath and practice acceptance. Let go of what you can't change and focus on what you can control, your response, your attitude, and your mindset. If this message resonates with you, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more wisdom like this, and comment below with a situation where acceptance helped you find peace. Remember, true strength lies not in controlling everything, but in accepting what cannot be changed. Number 4, cultivate virtue. We live in a world where people chase after success, wealth, and external achievements. But what if the real measure of your life wasn't about what you have, but who you are? Today we're exploring one of the core principles of Stoicism, cultivating virtue, and why focusing on your character is the true path to a fulfilling life. The Stoics believe that the most important thing in life isn't fame, fortune, or even comfort. It's virtue. Virtue is about developing your character, building traits like courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. These qualities aren't just abstract ideals. They're the foundation for living a good life, no matter what challenges you face. Let me take you back to ancient Rome and introduce you to Cato the Younger, a Stoic philosopher and politician. Cato was known for his unwavering commitment to virtue, even in the face of enormous pressure. In fact, When Rome was descending into corruption and chaos, Cato refused to compromise his principles, even if it would have benefited him personally. He was offered bribes, promises of power, and even threats to his life, but none of it could sway him. Why? Because Cato understood that true power comes from living according to virtue, not from wealth or political gain. When asked why he wouldn't take the easy path like others, Cato simply said, "I would rather fail with honor than succeed by doing wrong." For Cato, virtue wasn't just a goal, it was a way of life. Now let's break down these virtues. Courage is about facing challenges head-on, even when you're afraid. It's standing firm in your beliefs, like Cato, when everything around you tries to knock you down. Wisdom is making decisions with clarity and thoughtfulness, using your mind to navigate life's complexities. Justice means treating others fairly and with respect, standing up for what's right, not just what's easy. Temperance is about self-control, finding balance in a world full of extremes, whether that's with your desires, your actions, or your emotions. Imagine a life where, no matter what happens, you know you've acted with integrity, with courage, with wisdom. That's the life the Stoics aspired to live, and it's something we can all strive for. Here's the thing. Virtue isn't something you're born with. It's something you cultivate daily. Every choice you make, every action you take is an opportunity to strengthen your character. When life tests you, when things get tough, that's when virtue shines the brightest. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic, said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, it's not enough to just know what virtue is, you have to live it. So starting today, focus not just on what you achieve, but on who you become. Cultivate courage in the face of fear, wisdom in your decisions, justice in your actions, and temperance in your desires. If this message has inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and comment below on which virtue you're working to cultivate in your life. Because in the end, your greatest achievement will be the person you've built through the power of virtue. Number 5. Distinguish between things within your control and things beyond your control. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by everything happening around you? Like the world is spinning out of control and you just can't keep up? One of the most powerful Stoic principles can free you from this constant worry, distinguishing between what's within your control and what's beyond it. Today we're going to explore how this simple mindset shift can change everything. The Stoics understood that life is full of unpredictability. Things happen that we never expect, and much of it is completely out of our hands. But here's where their wisdom comes in. They taught that instead of wasting energy on things we can't control, we should focus all our energy on what we can control. Let's start with a quick story. There was once a Stoic philosopher named Epictetus, born a slave but later becoming one of the most influential teachers of Stoicism. One of his greatest lessons was about this exact principle. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." One day, while Epictetus was teaching his students, someone asked him how to deal with anxiety about things like the weather or other people's actions. Epictetus smiled and said, "Do you have control over the weather? No. Can you control what others think of you? No. But you do have control over your own mind, your own reactions." This idea that our focus should be on controlling ourselves rather than the uncontrollable events around us became the cornerstone of Epictetus' teachings. Now let's break this down. Imagine two circles. One represents things within your control, and the other represents things outside your control. What's within your control? Your thoughts, your actions, your effort, your attitude. What's beyond your control? Other people's opinions, the weather, random events, outcomes. The Stoics believed that we waste so much of our energy stressing over things we can't change, worrying about what others think, getting angry at traffic, or feeling anxious about tomorrow's uncertainties. But the truth is, no amount of worrying or frustration will change those things. What you can change is your response. Think about it. How much more peaceful would your life be if you stopped trying to control the uncontrollable? If instead, you put your energy into mastering your reactions, focusing on how you handle the challenges life throws at you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. It's a reminder that real power comes not from trying to manipulate the world around you, but from mastering your own thoughts and actions. Here's a practical way to apply this. The next time something happens that stresses you out, whether it's a delay in your plans, a critical comment, or even a personal setback, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, then focus all your energy on what you can do about it. This will not only save you from unnecessary stress, but will also make you more effective in the things that matter. Remember, your time and energy are precious. Don't waste them on things you can't control. Instead, focus on mastering your mind, your actions, and your reactions. If this message resonates with you, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and comment below on a time when you realized something was out of your control and how it changed your perspective. Because the real power comes from focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest. Number 6. Practice gratitude. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to focus on what's missing, what we don't have, or what's going wrong. But what if I told you that one of the most transformative Stoic practices is actually the simplest? Today, we're talking about practicing gratitude and how focusing on the good things in your life can shift your mindset and help you find more peace and happiness. The Stoics were masters of finding contentment, even in the toughest circumstances. They understood that no matter what life throws at you, there is always something to be grateful for. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, once said, "Take full account of what excellencies you possess, and in gratitude, remember how you would long for them if you had them not." In other words, we often overlook the good in our lives until it's gone. But why wait for that? Gratitude allows us to appreciate the present. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this. There was once a philosopher named Musonius Rufus. One day, after a period of great misfortune, he sat down with his students. His home had been destroyed, he had lost most of his possessions, and many expected him to be consumed with despair. But instead, he told his students, "I am grateful, for I still possess my health, my wisdom, and the friendship of those who matter." His students were stunned. How could someone be thankful after losing so much? But this was the essence of Stoicism. Musonius understood that while material things can come and go, the things that truly matter, like health, wisdom, and relationships, should be cherished. He knew that gratitude wasn't about having everything you want. It's about appreciating what you already have. Now, think about your own life. It's easy to focus on what's lacking. You might wish you had more money, a better job, or different circumstances. But how often do you stop and reflect on what you do have? Your health, your family, your friends, even the small comforts that make life easier. Gratitude shifts your perspective from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. When you focus on what's good in your life, you're reminded of how much you've already been given. And that feeling, that sense of appreciation, can bring incredible peace, even in difficult times. Practicing gratitude is simple, but it's powerful. Try this. At the start or end of each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or dramatic. Maybe it's your morning cup of coffee, a call with a friend, or the fact that you have a roof over your head. By doing this consistently, you'll start to see a shift in how you view the world. The Stoics remind us that life is fleeting and unpredictable, but gratitude grounds us in the present. It helps us recognize the goodness in our lives before it slips away unnoticed. Starting today, I encourage you to practice gratitude. Focus on what's good in your life, however small, and appreciate it fully. If this message has inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe for more Stoic insights, and comment below with one thing you're grateful for today. Because the more you cultivate gratitude, the more you realize just how much you already have. Number 7. Take action. How many times have you found yourself stuck in a loop of overthinking, analyzing every possible outcome until you're paralyzed by indecision? It happens to all of us. But the Stoics had a simple, powerful answer to this problem. Take action. Don't let overthinking stop you from moving forward. Today, we're talking about why action is the key to overcoming doubt and making things happen. The Stoics believed that action is essential for living a meaningful life. All the planning, all the thinking, it doesn't matter if you never take the next step. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "Stop debating what a good man should be and be one." In other words, stop thinking about what you should do and just do it. Let me share a story with you that brings this principle to life. There was a young Roman named Lucius who had big dreams. He wanted to be a scholar, a leader, and a respected man in society. But Lucius had one problem. He spent so much time planning and thinking that he never took real steps toward his goals. Every night, he would sit at his desk outlining grand ideas for his future, but the next day, he'd do nothing. His fear of failure or making the wrong choice kept him stuck. One day, he met an old Stoic mentor who noticed Lucius's hesitation. The mentor said, "Lucius, you're waiting for certainty, but there is no certainty in life, only action. You'll never know what you're capable of until you take the first step." That simple advice changed Lucius's life. He realized that overthinking wasn't protecting him, it was holding him back. By taking small, consistent actions, Lucius gradually built the life he had always dreamed of, not by waiting for the perfect moment, but by creating it. This story is a reminder that action is the antidote to overthinking. Life is uncertain, and no amount of mental preparation will eliminate all risks. But here's the thing. You don't need to be perfect to move forward. The Stoics knew that even imperfect action is better than endless contemplation. You can adjust and learn as you go, but nothing happens without that first step. Overthinking is often driven by fear. Fear of making the wrong decision, fear of failure, or even fear of success. But what the Stoics understood is that by taking action, you start building momentum. Action leads to clarity, and clarity leads to more action. It's a cycle that only begins when you decide to take that leap. Seneca, another great Stoic, famously said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." This means that many of the obstacles we face are self-created. The moment you start taking action, you begin to break down those barriers. Imagine if you spent less time worrying about what might happen and more time actually doing the work. How much further could you be today? What opportunities are waiting for you on the other side of that first step? So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Take action now. Whether it's a small task or a giant leap, the important thing is to get started. If this message has inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and comment below with one action you're going to take today, no matter how small. Because in the end, it's not your thoughts that shape your life. It's your actions. So there you have it, my friends. 7 powerful lessons from Stoic philosophy to help you overcome overthinking. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Keep practicing these principles, and you'll be amazed at how much your life can improve. See you next time.